Forget all the headlines you've read about AI taking our jobs. Seriously, today, we're flipping the script and talking about the jobs it's creating. We're going to dive into 10 brand new career paths that are opening up right now in the super exciting world of Agentic AI.
So let's get right to the big question, the one I know is on your mind. Do you have to be some kind of deep tech coding genius to even have a future in this field? Well, I'm here to tell you the answer is a huge, resounding no, and I'm about to show you exactly why.
All right, let's do this. We're going to explore these 10 roles and figure out where you, yes you, might actually fit into this whole new world.
Now, to make sense of everything, we've laid it all out on a simple career map. Just think of it like a spectrum. We're going to chart a course from roles that require zero, and I mean zero coding, all the way over to the most advanced, mind-bending technical jobs out there.
Okay, so check this out. On one end of our spectrum, you've got the low-code and no-code roles. This is where the strategists, the creatives, and the visionaries live. Then, all the way on the other end, you have the deeply technical jobs. These are the folks who are literally inventing the future. We're going to take a walk from one end to the other.
First up, let's talk about the big picture people, the visionaries. These are the folks who decide what an AI agent should even do in the first place and who it's for. This is where the magic starts, way before anyone writes a single line of code. And just look at this. If you come from a background in business or operations, you need exactly zero coding skills. Your job is all about strategy and finding a market. And for roles like a product manager or a creative technologist, yeah, knowing some tech is cool, it's a nice to have, but it's not the main event. Your real job is to be the champion for the user and to literally craft the agent's personality.
So here's the bottom line for this group. They answer the biggest question of all. Why? Why are we even building this thing? Who's going to use it? And what should it feel like to talk to it? You know, they're not just strategists. They're the architects of the agent's entire purpose and soul.
Okay, so once that big vision is set, you gotta have people who can actually build the thing. So let's shift gears and look at the roles that actually bring these amazing ideas to life. And you can see a really clear split here. The no-code builder, they can jump in with existing tools to whip up prototypes and automations, no coding required. But then you have the developer or engineer, and this is a huge leap in technical skill. These are the people building the core tools, the memory systems, and using really advanced techniques like RAG, which, don't worry, we're going to define in just a sec.
So, what on earth is RAG? It stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. But let's make that simple. It's basically a superpower you give to an AI. Instead of just relying on its old training data, RAG lets an agent go out and grab fresh, up-to-the-minute information from the real world. This makes its answers so much more accurate and relevant. It's an absolutely essential tool for any modern AI developer.
You know, the best way to think about it is this. The no-code builder is using a pre-made toolkit to assemble something. The developer is actually forging the tools themselves. It's the difference between knowing how to drive a car and knowing how to build the engine from scratch.
But look, having all this power is one thing. For AI to actually work in our world, it has to be responsible. And that brings us to a really crucial group, the guides and the guardians. The people who make sure AI is safe, ethical, and that we all know how to use it.
And these roles are just incredibly diverse. An AI ethicist might be a philosopher thinking about social impact, or they could be a super technical researcher trying to solve the core safety problem. Same goes for an educator. You could be a YouTuber making tutorials for beginners, or you could be a PhD designing a technical curriculum for an entire company. Both are absolutely vital.
All right, it's time. We're heading to the far end of our spectrum now. We're talking about the deep tech roles. These are the innovators, the inventors, the people who aren't just using AI, they're figuring out what AI is going to be 10 years from now. This is where the fundamental breakthroughs are happening.
And just look at the coding requirements here. We're at the absolute peak of complexity. Simulator designers use something called agent-based modeling, which sounds complicated, but we'll break it down. Systems integrators are figuring out how to get whole teams of AI agents to work together. And researchers, they're tackling the ever-sized challenges, like giving AI the real ability to plan and act on its own.
So to give you a clearer picture, agent-based modeling, or ABM, is kind of like creating a video game world, a little digital petri dish. Simulator designers build these complex simulations to see how their autonomous AI agents will behave and interact in the wild. It helps us predict everything from traffic patterns to how financial markets might react. It's pretty amazing stuff.
So let's quickly compare two of these heavy hitters. The AI researcher is obsessed with making one single agent as smart and autonomous as possible.
The systems integrator, though, is more like an orchestra conductor. Their job is to get a whole team of different specialized agents to all play together in perfect harmony. Both jobs are incredibly difficult, and both are absolutely essential. Whew! So after that whole journey, from the big idea storytellers to the hands-on builders to the deep tech scientists, what does all of this actually mean for you and your career? Let's boil it all down to the things you really need to know. If you remember one thing from today, let it be this. Building this stuff is a team sport. It just is. The most brilliant coder on the planet will fail without a great product manager who gets the user, or an ethicist who makes sure their creation is safe. Your unique skills, whether you're a writer, a business person, a teacher, or a programmer, have a real, valuable place in this new landscape.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We just went through 10 jobs that barely even existed a couple of years ago. So as these AI agents get smarter and more capable, what's the next wave of human jobs they're going to create? This story is really just beginning.